So that's the new water pump in place. Of course I cleaned the surface before I did it, and cleaned or dried it, the surface, but okay. Please note it's held in by these washers, not by the bolts themselves so much. I'm still able to rotate it, as you may see now, right? And that's a very important thing. Why? I'll show you. This timing belt has two tensioning devices, not one but two. And the first, the coarse tensioning, if you like, comes from the water pump. This way you can probably see it quite clearly. The water pump is eccentric. The actual shaft with the pulley of the water pump is eccentric in the circle of the water pump. That means that if I rotate this pump, this shaft with the pulley on it rotates around that center point of this bracket, if you like. So that means that this pulley rotates in a circle. By just doing so, it will tension the belt. Only then, afterwards, this belt comes around. So, having put the water pump in, I quickly did put that cover back, just for bolts. And note that, I hope, yes, there it is. This is one of the bolts that's holding the water pump in. It's still accessible. The same goes with the lower bolt, which is at my finger, and the same goes with the backwards bolt, which is there. Those are really important things, because I will have to wiggle with the water pump. Next, of course, I will have to rebuild everything up to get it ready to install the belt, the timing belt. So that means the crankcase, crankshaft, position sensor back, the sprocket or pulley, the other sprocket or pulley, and of course it will be the same sprocket pulley. The idler pulley and the tensioner pulley. Those will have to be put back in before I can get the belt out. So I'm first going to do that. Those are easy and, well, fairly straightforward, I think, jobs to do. Then I'll be back with you with the new old belt replacement inspection. So there we have the comparison, old and new. Basically, my old belt doesn't look that worn at all, and from the looks of it I would not have said that it is worn, at least not completely. It's clearly, of course, very smooth. It has run a couple of kilometers, of course, and this one is not. This one is less stretched. There's a bit of a difference between the two. Where you can see that this belt has been used is on the height of the knots, the notches. Those are different. Not much, but they are different. But even there, the difference isn't that striking, you know. So, not being a specialist on these kinds of belts, but I wouldn't have guessed that this one is completely lost. There are some marks on it, but okay. I don't think that this belt was worn completely. Now this is the engine just prior to the installment of the belt, of the tensioner belt. I'm running into a strange problem, but I'll get to that later. First of all, there's a second sprocket or pulley, whatever. The only pulley that wasn't taken loose, of course, was the crankshaft pulley. Water pump is in, tensioner is in, and the idler pulley is in. So everything is here. So now I will line up everything. As you can see that my inlet camshaft is off right now, for example. So I line up first everything, then I will check the old belt, count the marks I made on the old belt and make them as well on the new belt, and then I will install the new belt. I'll be back. Sorry, I'll be back. So this is where I'm now. The new cam belt is in place. I hope you see it, but the timing mark is pointing downwards and is clearly in the middle of the mark I put on the belt. So here at the bottom I'm okay. So going up. This is how far I am with the cam shafts. As you can see, this cam is lined up pretty much. This one is not. I have to tighten it by hand. But then you see that the marks are lining up. And this little slack it seems to have is just the slack. Well, I have never turned it in earnest yet. I'm using these clamps to hold the belt onto the pulleys. But now my problem is this tensioner. The procedure, as I have been explained it to be, is that first of all you adjust the water pump, rotating it. Then you should normally enter up with a belt tensioner that is fully tensioned. But what would mean this notch on this old tensioner is pointing into this hole. But that's not possible to achieve. To achieve any tension coming from this tensioner, I have to pull tensioner in this direction. But the belt is at this position, at the other side of the pulley. So I need to have a belt at this side of the pulley, not at this side, to have this pulley working the way it is designed to do. So I'm a bit at a loss. I'm now going to how do you call it? To set the tension just with the water pump alone, and hoping that that will work. Because this tensioner is not going to operate anything, to do anything at all. It's clearly not possible. And I can tell you that this tensioner that came out is an exact copy of the tensioner I just put in, brand new. And is an exact copy of the tensioners I've seen on the internet. So something is weird.